Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Girls Frontline 2 video, and today we are going to take a look at the CN tier list. That's right, we've got the CN YouTube opened up, their version rather, and we will be taking a look at the end of a November tier list with the updated changes and some of the most meta teams being showcased here, okay? And again, this is going to be a learning experience for all of us involved, but we do have some official information from a CN player that has translated a lot of the characters that are not available in global. So I will link the tier list video as well as this document down below so you guys can access this. And huge shout out to the person who made this, Qiongjiu. Okay, you guys may remember him from all the way back 4, 5, probably 6 years ago. This is the same person that wrote guides for Princess Connect. And yes, we did talk back then, and here he is with the Girls Frontline 2 guide. So without further ado, let's take a look at the CN side of things and how things have changed. So starting us off, we are going to draw a parallel to this to the Pride 1 CN tier list, okay? Because they have made one as well, and they did their research because as you can see, some of them look pretty much identical. At the very top in terms of tier 0 is going to be 2 of the characters, and one of which is already available on YouTube, and that is Qiongjiu and Suomi. And Suomi being the character that is available on global right now, you can actually reroll and pull for her. So if I open up an in-game client at the moment, yes, this is my home screen, don't mind me, you can see that I did end up rerolling for Suomi, and my Suomi is actually duped out as well. Now, a base copy of Suomi is already broken, but having her with one dupe makes her healing absolutely insane. So good. She heals, debuffs, buffs, and shields, and honestly, just absolutely broken. You can see a very nice summary from the document that I mentioned before. If we go to Suomi section, all the skills are there, but also the pros and cons are listed. And yeah, you can read it yourself. It's going to be linked down below. Essentially, she is so strong, being able to shield your enemies, shield your allies, and they can essentially sustain themselves while being able to cleanse and debuffs and also debuffing the enemy. So absolutely the best character. And you can see that at V1, which is a dupe one, the stability gauge is going to be able to be recovered, and the source of healing is going to increase too. So V1 is worth it, 100% worth it, and she sits in the tier 0 category. Now Qiongjiu is currently one of the strongest DPS units that we have at the moment over on CN, and yeah, this is exactly why she is rated in the S+ tier across the tier list. Now once again, we'll go into this document and let's find Qiongjiu. So at the bottom we can see the names are listed, and if I can find Qiongjiu here, the best and maybe the only usable damage dealer or grenadier in game with skills, worth her slotting almost every in-game content including boss fights. So strong. And also she combos well with Parita, who is a character that is not that great at release, but later on is so damn strong because of this synergy, okay? But keep in mind that they do make a comment here, V6, okay, V6 DPS is then almost comparable to Qiongjiu. And Qiongjiu is a character that we have at release, and still about a couple months, almost a year down the line over on the CN patch, Qiongjiu is still sitting in the tier 1 category. And that's why when people are starting out, in my honest opinion and what I said in the reroll guide as well, Suomi plus Qiongjiu is the optimal start that you can get for the global launch of Girls Frontline 2. It is absolutely the best start because these are going to be future proof as well. Suomi, especially if you can get a dupe of her, and if you get a standard discount banner Qiongjiu guaranteed, or you just wait, because eventually we are getting so many pulls that we are pretty much going to reach our selector within a month or so, right? And you can grab Qiongjiu because she is going to be super strong in the late game, so that it's 100% going to be worth it. Now taking a look at the tier 1s, we don't see any familiar faces other than Qiongjiu, which we've talked about, and then tier 2s and below, these are where our current rosters would lie. But let's take a look at some of the tier 1 characters, since they will be coming in the future patches. Now if you're interested, guys, let me know and I can try to organize the CN patches so we can essentially guess what is coming up next. However, because Global has already changed the banner schedule, I think we're going to get a very different banner schedule, because Diane was the first rate up character over on CN, but we don't have that as they're reworking the event. So we skip all the way, all of these characters all the way down to Uhtred and Suomi. Okay, so this is so different, but if you're still interested, let me know in the comments and I'll make the banner schedule video. But going back into Belka is the other character that is currently sitting in the Vanguard category, so tanky character in tier 1 for OMCM. And if you take a look at her breakdown here, you can see that she is able to teleport after attack and has really high movement, debuffs as well, and boom, worst case scenario, a flat 30% increase. That just sounds absolutely insane. And this is worst case scenario. In best case scenarios, I can't even imagine how much of a damage buff she'll provide for the team. And looking at a damage dealer, we've got Macchiato. And I've been told in Girls Frontline 1, her name or nickname is called Wawa. So if you know what the story behind that is, let me know in the comments. So looking at Macchiato, she is absolutely gorgeous in terms of the game design. So again, one of the best DPS units available post buff. Now, I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that the versions that we will be getting on Global are going to be like post-buff characters, just because it seems like even the battle pass that we're getting are post-version 1.8 with the selection boxes, right? So we should be getting these versions. Amazing survivability, having the ultimate to give shield and inflict chill, which prevents enemies from moving. And the V1 is also a huge upgrade, but second best standard DP, single target DPS behind QJ. I'm telling you right now, QJ's stocks are going up non-stop. Every time you read about a character in a high tier, tier 0 or tier 1, you are going to read about QJ. Okay, so if you're re-rolling or if you're wondering what character you should be aiming for in the standard banner, QJ. And the answer is still QJ. That's right. All right, so taking a look at some of the other characters. Now these are kind of new, and Andorus is here, Victor is here, but for the Pride one, they differ in the sense that they did not put, I'm gonna butcher the name, Doshinaya, and Mechti. These two characters are in the A tier versus what's been posted over on CN in terms of being the tier 1. Now let's take a look at the team composition and see if we can find out what happened, because they do talk about the tier list changes for essentially the November month, right? You can see that they are going to move this character up a bit. So if we take a look at the updated tier list, there we go. This is the updated tier list, okay, for November, as they say it. You can see a lot of characters didn't end up moving up. I will find out. I believe this is the free-to-play guild boss battle tier list, as they say it right here. Whereas the previous one is the overall tier list, free-to-play tier list. And then the guild boss battle is going to be this one, yeah, for guild boss. So at the top, we talked about Belka, about Kukle. QJ stocks are still going up, and then Vector for support, and this new hot mommy character in the form of Andorus is going to be tier 0. So you can see guild boss fights, rank is a bit different. And even more so once you consider teams synergy into this. So here we go. This is basically the team building part of what we're looking at. Now, the character that is going to be used in every single team, you guessed it, is the tier 0 DPS in Kukle. She's literally across all of them, okay? You can use her everywhere. So the only difference is going to be what your sub DPS is going to look like, what your supports are going to look like. And Suomi, as we can see, is in this ice team at the moment. And you've got 2 DPS in QJ and Machato, and then you've got Kukle. You can probably swap one of the DPS with Kukle, and then this is one of the supports, I believe. Yeah, this amplifier support right here. But you can see not a lot of standard characters are going to be available. It's literally just QJ, and then you've got Shakri for the fire burn team, and then Petria is here as well. But everyone else, there's not a lot of room for some of these launch characters, but take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what the global schedule will be looking like and what the future characters will bring. But that is the simple and straightforward breakdown of the CN free-to-play tier list for overall strength. And then we took a look at the guild one, the tier list, and then the common teams. If you are interested in these types of content, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to bring more of these CN guides to you guys. Right now, we're just touching the surface with the tier list that they have released alongside the document, which has already been nicely translated from our fellow commander. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much once again for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye now.